Guys, welcome back. Today we are recreating a beautiful Charles Brown gown called the Petal dress, which was made in the mid-1950s in my personal style. So essentially today we are recreating this garment, and it is going to be one out of 3 dresses I make for an upcoming collection I'm naming Vestige Echoes in Time, that I will be showcasing at my college's 20th anniversary show coming up in May. Now, this process is probably going to be a lot more complex than I can normally condense into a video. Plus, like I had said prior, I've been working on this 12-week challenge to change a bunch of the elements of my videography around. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started on this process right off the bat. So at the present moment, we literally have absolutely large piles of stuff everywhere. Now, I'll take you back in a moment, but essentially, I've already cut out all of my pieces, and I've made sure to replicate enough of the silhouette that I want to see, and changed enough of the silhouette that I also want to keep so it's not an exact duplicate of the original garment. Now, who is Charles Brown, you may be asking? Now, he was a very famous haute couture designer who was born in England in the early 1900s and moved to the US and opened his own shop in New York City in Queens. Now, over the years, he progressed from structural designs. He grew up being a very technically minded guy, went to school for engineering and learned a lot of architectural techniques, which he translated into his garments like you see in all of these different pictures. Now, the garment that really hit me the most when I saw it for the first time was the Petal dress because of its level of intricacy combined with a lot of the ways it just flows like an architectural sculpture of sorts. Now, the basic way that I'm going to be recreating this is essentially I'm using a 1950s pattern that I have on hand that is kind of like a knockoff version, to put it bluntly, but it's also different enough that it doesn't look like a knockoff. But essentially, we need a large flared skirt, we need a structural bodice, and then finally, we need a exorbitantly large train, or at least that's what I'm adding to mine. So once again, for reference, here is the dress we're recreating, and here is what my dress is going to look like. And now I've done a little bit of workshopping, primarily because some of the stuff is a lot more complicated to recreate than meets the eye. And what I'm recreating will remain relatively the same, but the rest of it will be workshopping and experimenting through this whole process. So I'm going to go ahead and take you back and do a quick little replay of everything we've done, and then I will bring you back up to speed here in a few minutes. At the start of this process, I created several different prototypes that would be used for each of the different dresses, each featuring a different bottom. And when I finished developing them, I went ahead and ironed them out and started working on seeing if I could cut some of my pieces out. Here is me cutting them out and ironing them individually. And here is what it ended up looking like drafted on the dress form, specifically for the black dress we're working on today. Once I finished that, I went ahead and started working on the skirt. This skirt is made out of recycled curtains that my professor gave me, and the curtains I had were not wide enough to make the skirt, so I had to piecemeal it together, and the result ended up turning out well. She also had a humongous train in the back.
So if you want to just spin around really quick, there we go. And then if you want to come back around and then pause with your back to me. There we go. Okay, because that's our train. All right, nice.
Hey guys, we're back, and now we're going to go ahead and start working on the bodice, and essentially we're going to be piecing all the pieces together. Oh, that's funny. Piecing all the pieces together. Ignore my ad-libbing. We're going to be piecing all of the interfacing and the lining and the exterior fabric together, which I'm using a lovely black micro velvet, which doesn't actually have any stretch to it, which is kind of surprising. So that is the intention right now. I do have some lace that I plan on hand sewing on the neckline later down the road, but otherwise that's our game plan for the moment, and I'll see you in a little bit. Hey guys, so I have been prototyping the bodice for a couple hours, and I adjusted it a little bit, and this is what our lining piece looks like. We have a bust added to a lower waist panel. And I'm gonna go ahead and add the other side shortly. I just wanted to show you the progress. Now, I know I haven't been giving you that many visual references in this video, but I'll just give you kind of like a major update in a little bit. I'm primarily just trying to make sure to make this for me and keep you guys updated, but less more on the instructional side of things because this is a very experimental process, to say the least. Okay guys, so I wanted to show you a little bit, but basically I cut out a piece. This is currently obviously sewn and folded. This is very much a figure it out as I go process, like I said prior, but these are what the bust cups look like. And I have 4 of these. 2 of them are for the lining and 2 of them are for the exterior, and I'm wrapping up the lining now, which I'll show you once I'm done, and then we'll go ahead and start working on the outside part of the dress. Well, here's that finished lining, and now I'm going to go ahead and start working on the bodice, but for reference, here's the structural components of the side. I ended up getting the piecing done well on both pieces, and now I just need to replicate it in the actual fabric that I'm using for the front. This I ended up cutting a bit shorter, so I need to sew this up on both sides, and then otherwise, we're going to just piece fabric into each of these panels later down the road. Well, hello guys. So we are sitting at about 2 weeks from my garments being due, and so this black dress that we're wrapping up right now, ignore how crazy my cords are. This basically is a significant visual of what my brain feels like right now. Essentially, we are 2 weeks out from my last progress check requiring the garment to be completely done. And currently I'm sitting at having the gold dress, which is my first dress in the lineup, done, other than the straps. I have my silver dress, other than the straps, and my black dress, we just have to wrap up the bodice, which is almost completely done, and then the skirt. Now, I am so freaking stir crazy that I had to take myself on a walk because I literally had nothing better to do. I have a major assignment due tomorrow with my drawings. If you're not familiar, that's totally okay. Basically, I have joined a competition to see if I can go to New York City during Fall Fashion Week next fall. And in order to win said competition, I am going through a humongous process on top of the fashion show to see if I can get it done in the next 2 weeks, which is also on top of that progress check. And then, frankly, let's be straightforward, I am doing senior level courses as a sophomore. And I have all my level 400s midterms this week. So I am clearly screaming inside a tad. So there's your little update, but otherwise, we are currently sitting at getting the waistband done for the overskirt, for the black dress, and I am looking at seeing if I can replace the lining panel of it because it is too short, and I had to pull some shortcuts, which I didn't like, and I just frankly wasn't comfortable with doing it the way I did it, so we're going to redo that, and then all I have left to do is add the bodice strappy bits, and add the new waistband to the original skirt. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and head back to the workshop in a little bit, to see if we can wrap this dress up finally. My goodness. Ugh. Well, it is a bizarre day in my neck of the woods. It's currently snowing outside, and it was 70, nearly 80 degrees yesterday. Anyway, I have something huge to show you guys today. It's pretty bizarre. So like I said before, I had to add these strappy bits. Originally this dress was going to be sleeveless, but due to my school's dress code, I had to change it. So here's me hand sewing all of it, while I think I was watching an entire series of Bridgerton. Hey guys, I have an update for you. I finally finished the primary bodice for the black dress, and here's what she looks like. So we have the eyelets attached, we have all the lace panels attached, and now we're gonna work on the modesty panel because we love a dress code. So originally this dress did not require anything for a modesty panel, but certain people in the show program have made me redesign my garments 3 times this year because they are not satisfied with the level of modesty that my garments have. Mind you, this doesn't go any lower than this on my model. And so despite that, despite everyone around me telling me my garments are fantastic, I have to redesign it and I have to add a modesty covering of some sort. And to do that, we're adding tulle here. And essentially, I'm going to do this rather auspicious tulle front, and then I will turn some of it into a sleeve, and then the rest of it will be attached to the back of the dress. So that's our plan, and I will see you in a little bit. Hey guys, I know it's kind of hard to see, but I have gone ahead and attached the train sleeve situation to the back. Here's what she looks like. Isn't she lovely? And now that this is done, we just need to adjust the skirt and finish up the overlay panels, and we will be done with this dress. Finally! Oh my gosh, this has been like 8 months worth. Here's our finished skirt with the new waistband, and now the last thing we have, which is over in that pile, is to finish up the black skirt. Hey guys, we have gone ahead and finished the black overlay skirt, and here's what it looks like. I went ahead and added eyelets and finished up hemming everything, and now the absolutely last thing I need to do to have this project completed, sorry, I have like chip stuff on my hands, is to sew a little bit of a modesty panel for the back of the bodice so it doesn't get flagged for dress code violations. But otherwise, this garment is completely finished. So now, very similar to how I'm doing the disco dress final reveal, there will be 2 parts. There will be the official formal one, and then there will be the show final reveal. And I'll add a little bit of show vlog stuff in another video. So I hope you look forward to all of these upcoming videos, and without further ado, here's the final result. Oh, sorry, one last thing. Before you go, please like or subscribe. I would really appreciate it. I'm trying to get to 2,000 subscribers by the end of the summer, and I have a much higher view count for the amount of subscribers I've gotten. So if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and look down below while you're at it and see if you have, and help me along my journey to 2,000 subscribers. So thank you so much, and here's our final result.